Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Dr. Jack Cohen, dating coach. I'm in the middle of a series in which we explore the great Torah of my Rabbi Avigdor, who I was zoche to know, I merited to know for close to 30 years. This week's Parsha is Parsha Terumah, and there's something in this Parsha that should shock us. The Torah strictly forbids making images. One of the first things we heard at Har Sinai was, you should not make for yourself a carved image. No pictures, no figures, no representations, and yet, in the holiest place in the world, in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, on top of the Aron, stood two keruvim, two angelic-like structures. And not only images, the Gemara tells us they look like children. Now think about that. If you were designing the holiest symbol in the world, what would you choose? A rabbi with a long white beard? A prophet? A righteous tzaddik wrapped in a tallis? No! Hashem chose the image of youth. Rabbi Avigdor explains that this was not decoration. There was intent here. It was instruction. The Keruvim of the angels were teaching us something fundamental. The greatest service is done with youthful energy. Youth has a certain koach, a certain strength. Not just speed, it has to be enthusiasm. It has idealism, it has fire. And that fire is not given for sports. It's not given for entertainment. It's given to build ourselves. Shlomo HaMelech says, remember your Creator in the days of your youth, because that is when ideas go into your bones. That is when seeds take root. Rav Miller explains that thoughts are like seeds. If you plant a diamond in a box, 30 years later, it's still one diamond. But if you plant a seed in the ground, it grows, it branches, it multiplies. The earlier you plant Torah thoughts of gratitude, of faith in Hashem, of happiness, the more they grow. That is why Hashem placed childlike figures over the Aron HaKodesh to teach us something. Never lose your youthfulness in serving Hashem. You can be 65 and still be young. You can be 80 and still be young. Youth is not age. It's energy directed towards purpose. And Rav Miller says, the most powerful fuel of youth is simcha, happiness. The Yetzer Hara, that evil inclination, tries to convince people that life is dull, ordinary, disappointing, that there's nothing special about breathing, about seeing, walking, sunlight. But that's the greatest tragedy, because gratitude and happiness are the foundation of service to Hashem. If you're not happy, you cannot serve Hashem properly. The whole Torah stands on hakaras hatov, appreciation. And so Terumah, this week's Parsha, is not only about building a mishkan, a sanctuary, it's about building a personality. The Keruvim, the angels, are looking at us and say, use your energy, use your enthusiasm, use your joy. Don't grow old in spirit. Take the fire of youth and direct it to Torah, to gratitude, to growth, to becoming the best, most refined person you can become. That's the message of this week's Parsha of Terumah.